Every single day, the coffee shop near you throws away hundreds of pounds of waste for free. Nobody wants it. Cafes pay to have it hauled away. But there's a group of people quietly driving around, collecting that same waste for free and turning it into a full-time income. This isn't recycling. It's not some feel-good side hustle. It's a real supply chain. And today I'm breaking down exactly how it works, what it costs to start, and how much you can actually make. Here's the thing about coffee shops. Used coffee grounds are a genuine disposal headache. A single busy cafe can go through 20 to 50 pounds of used grounds a day. That's heavy. It smells if it sits around. And most cities charge cafes for waste hauling by weight or by bin, so every pound of ground sitting in the trash is literally costing the shop money. Multiply that by thousands of cafes in any city, and you've got tons of waste every single week that businesses are actively paying to get rid of. That's the first half of the equation. A business paying to dispose of something. Now here's the part most people don't know. Used coffee grounds are one of the best growing substrates on Earth for oyster mushrooms. They're already sterilized from the brewing process, they're packed with nitrogen, and mushroom farms, especially small and mid-size ones, go through this stuff constantly. Buying fresh substrate like straw or sawdust blocks costs money and takes prep work. Coffee grounds skip a lot of that. And it's not just mushroom farms. Urban gardeners and compost companies want it too. Coffee grounds are a nitrogen-rich compost booster that regular gardeners will pay a premium for in small bags, especially in cities where compost is trendy. So now you've got the second half, buyers who want the exact same material for different reasons and are willing to pay for it. That's the whole business. You're not selling coffee grounds, you're closing the gap between a business that wants trash gone and a business that wants raw material. So here's how you'd actually build this. Step 1. Lock in your supply. You approach local cafes, independent ones first. They move faster than corporate chains and offer to haul their used grounds for free. For them, this is a win with zero downside. They save on waste costs, and it can even be a "we're eco-friendly" talking point for their marketing. Step 2. Set up simple collection, food-grade buckets with lids, picked up daily or every other day depending on volume. No fancy equipment. Some people start with literally just a car and a stack of 5-gallon buckets. Step 3. Find your buyers. This is the actual business building part. You reach out to local oyster mushroom growers, community gardens and compost services. Even direct-to-consumer bagged spent coffee grounds for your garden sells on local marketplace apps. Step 4. Pricing. Mushroom farms will often pay per pound or per bucket for consistent, reliable supply. Reliability matters more to them than price because inconsistent substrate delivery disrupts their grow cycles. Consumer compost bags can be sold for a few dollars each, and that adds up fast in volume. The real leverage point: once you have 2 to 3 reliable cafe partners, you have a predictable weekly supply. Once you have 1 to 2 reliable mushroom farm buyers, you have predictable weekly income. From there, it's just a matter of adding more cafes and more buyers. Now let's talk real money, because there are actually 2 different versions of this business, and they make very different amounts. Version 1. You're just the middleman. You collect grounds for free and resell them raw to farms and gardeners. Here's the honest truth. This version is real, but it's small. There's no established public price per pound market for raw spent grounds. Most cafes are happy if you just haul it away, and most farms expect it basically free since it's waste. You might make a little selling bagged garden compost directly to consumers, but it's a side hustle, not a business. Version 2, you become the mushroom grower. This is where the actual money is, and it's backed by real numbers. Oyster mushrooms grow directly on used coffee grounds mixed with a bit of sawdust. You're not just collecting the waste, you're using it as free substrate to grow a product that wholesales for real money. Here's what the data actually shows. Specialty mushrooms like oyster wholesale for roughly $6 to $10 a pound and can retail for $12 to $16 a pound at farmers markets or direct to restaurant. A small setup, as little as 100 to 500 square feet, like a spare room or garage, can produce upward of 12,000 pounds of mushrooms a year. One documented small farm model, growing about 500 pounds a week, selling at roughly $10 per pound, generates close to $20,000 a month in sales and about $10,000 a month in profit once it's running at that scale. Even a modest hobby-level setup selling at $6 to $12 a pound has been reported to bring in $12,000 to $16,000 a year on the side using free substrate. The difference between version 1 and version 2 is simple. In version 1, you're selling trash. In version 2, you're selling food grown from trash. Same starting material, completely different ceiling. So here's how this actually grows step by step. Stage 1, prove the loop. Start with 2 to 3 cafes and one small grow setup at home. Your only goal here is to confirm the cafes will reliably give you grounds and that oyster mushrooms actually fruit well on your mix. This is a $200 to $500 experiment, not a business yet. Stage 2, add volume, not complexity. Once your first grow cycle works, add more cafe pickups and more grow shelves in the same space. You're scaling square footage before you scale headcount. A small room can already produce thousands of pounds a year. Stage 3, fix your buyers. Instead of selling one-off, lock in standing weekly orders with 2 to 3 restaurants or a farmer's market stall. Restaurants want a chef relationship and consistent Tuesday delivery, not a random seller. That consistency is what lets you raise prices toward the higher end of the $6 to $16 per pound range. Stage 4, stack revenue streams. Once the core mushroom sales are steady, layer on dried mushroom powder, grow your own kits sold direct to consumers, and, coming full circle, selling your spent mushroom substrate afterward as premium garden compost. Nothing gets thrown away twice. Stage 5. Replicate the loop elsewhere. Once you've proven the model in one grow room, the entire system can be duplicated in a second location or licensed taught to someone else running their own room without you needing to physically grow more yourself. This is the same pattern behind almost every hidden business like this. Someone paying to get rid of something and someone else paying to get their hands on that exact thing. The real lesson here isn't sell coffee grounds, it's don't just resell the waste, find the highest value thing you can turn that waste into. That's where the real money always is. If you want more of these overlooked business models, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one.